Alright, so you're going to be able to hear the rain, but welcome to episode 2 of the Emt.Films podcast.
Numero dos.
Yep, so we're back, after no demands, but...
Yes, 0. But we're here.
With the best quality microphones.
And the highest quality rain.
Yep, highest quality rain, I had to do it. There's a storm coming in.
Yeah.
So, from what I hear, it's like a flash flood warning.
Yeah,
I think we'll make it through. There's been flash floods in Virginia for however long.
Yeah, it's only going to keep coming, so whatever.
Yeah.
That's how it is. That's why it's the 420 podcast, because it's raining outside, but it's smoking in the house. Yeah. I wish. Yeah. Fucking hell.
So updates, yeah. So let's get into like what we've been up to, what's been on your mind. Let's talk about movies, because that's a good thing to talk about on this podcast. This podcast might even turn out to be like the movie podcast.
Yeah, movie podcast.
Along with like updates of what we're doing and how we're gonna be tackling the summer this year. How we're gonna be pushing more content out, hopefully in the summer. Hopefully around May, we're thinking about putting some stuff out. But let's get into how we've been doing. So,
I'm doing good,
Mr. Scheller.
Yes, it is me, Alex Scheller. Been doing really good. Been really, really good. I'm glad we finished that one film. Hopefully it'll be out soon. I've been sticking with the acting. Did some stuff for Howard University, which is really cool. It's great to kind of work with them. It was kind of a film like about racial relations. It was interesting to work with that type of character, because the character was he was weak. He wouldn't like defend like his girlfriend or everything. But they really did a great job of showing how, especially racism is kind of passed down through hate. Because like the whole reason for my character it's kind of a spoiler, but I don't know if I can put that out there yet.
Well, yeah.
But like,
did you sign an NDA?
Not yet, no.
So no NDA. Alright,
well, hey, it's whatever. We'll see. So I love the way they did it, because they really showed that, like just how the parents treat me when they first find out about the situation is really telling about the character, and I think how a lot of racist things happen. It's a taught negative mentality that is really passed down just based on fear and prejudice. And I think it was kind of interesting to kind of play that type of character, because like he dates a black girl. He has no problem with this until how he sees people treating him and how his parents really treat him. So it's a fascinating character. It was definitely a challenge to get into, because A, I'm not racist, and B, I'm not weak. Like they said one of the things, because we had a kind of an improv when the parents were yelling at me, smacking me and everything. It's actually a really good scene. Midway through that scene, the people whose house that we were staying at, the husband comes home and he has no clue. You see the like wife like running, like trying to like catch him as he's walking inside, and literally as like the dad shoves me on the couch and is like talking about how like you can't date it like a black chick, blah blah blah. This big black guy just busts through the door. He's like, hey, we don't do that in my house. I was like, everybody froze. I mean, he was swole too. Like, he could have like took out everybody on set, like no problem. Like he looked like he came out right out of the gym. He still has his like pre-workout just like coursing through his veins. Like, he was ready to snap some necks. And it was funny just because like the guy who was playing my dad in the film, like I was right there and I saw his like reaction, and he almost shits himself. Like I swear, like it was pure fear on his face, because he had just been like he was just caught in the act of doing something horribly racist in this man's house. But that's how you know it's good acting, is when you fool people. But it was a really interesting character. It was a really interesting take. I also did something with American University. It was a student film. This one was unpaid, which kind of sucked, but that's fine. It was a remake of Mrs. Robinson. It was like a scene from it. It's kind of like the Mrs. Robinson, I think you're seducing me scene. Yeah, it was really interesting. And they got like this. I love that. She was a very, very attractive older lady who's also like really sweet. Like she's somebody who says she used to really want to act and then kind of fell off of it, and now that she's like later in life, you know, husband, kids are all kind of going off. She's kind of chasing that dream again.
Yeah.
And it's really cool just to hear her side of things, of just how she's constantly like working at it, learning more about it, and how she's always been fascinated by it.
Yeah, even now, like that, she's coming back to it. I think that she's got new experience being older and stuff. Is definitely to try. It's really good to try to chase your dreams again, because one, you're never too old to try to chase your dreams. Two, even if she's older, then she still has great opportunity to just go out there and try to make the best of like her situation and try to reach her dreams. I'm sure she'll make it at some level. Everyone makes it at their own levels and stuff. So, she definitely has. From what you're telling me.
Oh yeah, she's super talented. I actually would like to. She was doing an amazing job script supervising.
Yeah.
Because the person we were working with is a great guy, but it's a bit on the spectrum. Which wasn't really much of an issue.
You know what?
But like, it was rough sometimes, man. He was yelling at everybody on set, and it's kind of rough to see somebody just like really like verbally beat down their parents and everything and their brothers, and like there were times where he was shouting at them just to like be quiet and like not make a pin drop on like while this is their home, like they're trying to make dinner. And you know, the thing it made me really think of, I think I saw it was a speech and debate topic on it, but you know, obviously like when you're dealing with somebody like that, you have to make some changes in your life to kind of suit their situation, and that's a really difficult thing to do. But nobody really tells the stories of the people who are able people living with people with those types of disabilities and how their life shifts, like being an older brother or a younger brother or sister or whatever to somebody with that disability, because like you lose a bit. You have to man up quick. You really have to.
You gotta accommodate for them, because like one, they're not going to be able to control whatever they're doing. So you have to be the mature one and take responsibility of them.
Yeah. And I don't know, there was a moment where I was like walking out and I saw the brother just sitting on the top step and like just catching a breath, and like I thanked him for everything he did, because he like made us food and like not once complained or anything, even though like
I'm sure he has his own life. He wants.
Oh
to live
yeah,
his own
no,
life,
yeah, I know, but like
he loves his brother.
I really commend him.
He's got to take care of some stuff because no one else will.
Yeah, no, I really commend him. It was really amazing to just see that type of strength in somebody, to be able to, you know, just put your own feelings aside, because like I don't care who you are. I don't care, like some of the stuff I'm not going to repeat, but like some of the stuff he said to his brother.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. That's rough though. That's hard to take.
Yeah,
that's hard to take. It was hard to take.
For people like that, I don't know. I could never be like that, even if I had it. If I was on the sort of spectrum or whatever. My brother would deck me right there. He's like, hey, good. Out of sheer will, I'll be like, all right, I won't be mean to you.
yeah. So that's it's just rough. That was tough. It was tough, but
he's like, I do this out of love.
It was a great test of patience, I will say, from I think everybody on set, because you know he belittled all of us, but like being able to just kind of say like, you know, I understand the situation. I'm not gonna make a comment about it. I'm not gonna try to like stand up to certain things. I was like, look, like I just want to make sure we're clear what I'm trying to say here. I would like you to try to treat me with a little bit of respect, but like I'm not going to overstep my bounds. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, you know what? If he wants to do this, let's just do this. Do it his way. Do it quickly. Do it as professionally as possible, and then we get out.
Get the hell out of there.
Get out.
Like,
yeah.
One, if you end up deciding to go the other route, then you end up messing up your reputation and like how people perceive you. It's like, oh, he's not going to be reliable because he's gonna freak out when stuff gets tough and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, it's better to handle stuff like that nice, professionally, and quick and get out.
Yeah, that's all you can do. You know, you just gotta. The thing is, every set is an experience. You know, you never know who's gonna be in any of the positions, whether it's behind the camera, in the director's seat, co-starring, whatever.
Yeah.
Being able to adapt to your surroundings is so important. So important. So important. So, yeah, always try to treat each other with respect, and I think that was the main thing, is because not only was it a test in my patience and how to treat other people with respect, and as well as do as told as an actor, but also seeing the repercussions and how other people are perceived, change their attitude when a director is very aggressive. Because I think we always have those moments. We all have those moments. I've had those moments being on a set and being to my last straw where it's like I want to snap at somebody, but just seeing that, like, it's going to give me a little bit more pause, like, to make sure I'm, cooling down, because it takes a lot out of the team when just, even if it's the director yelling at the cook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of the team, a lot of morale.
Would you say, and I know the answer for me personally, would you say it's better to have that happen to you during the shoot on set or after the shoot on set? And you might know where I'm getting at with this because of what currently happened with our Mach 48.
Yeah.
And we're not going to say any names as to what happened, or we're not even going to say what happened. It's just more or less just telling our experience.
Yeah, that situation's pretty much dead and over with. So, I don't know. I think the situation I was on with the American University thing was a lot different because there's no way to really talk to him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my place. I don't know the guy. I really don't know the guy. I'm not planning on working with that guy. Really, ever. Nothing against him. It's just I wouldn't want to. I would want to be like just on that set again, because like I don't feel like I'm at right to say anything. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't sit there and just take that and be like, okay, yeah. I'm just gonna want you to treat everybody, including myself, like crap. I can't do that. But if it is a situation similar to with what happened with our Mach 48, I think that's something that can be solved, and there can be like a relationship hashed with that.
Yeah, but would you prefer that to happen during the shoot or after?
I would rather have somebody just talk to whenever they feel comfortable, just being able to talk about it. Like, I mean, even with this guy, like I tried to talk to him about it, but there's a certain point where you realize like this person isn't going to have conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whenever you feel comfortable having that conversation is, I think, important. But I would almost rather directly after the shoot, while everybody's still there, finding a time to just talk it out with either one-on-one or with somebody you feel comfortable moderating. I think that would be probably the most important thing, just so both sides can be heard. Somebody who's neutral can kind of make sure everything is being taken care of orderly. There's not like any weird power dynamics, and making sure everybody's kind of in their right headspace. I think because a lot of times, especially for actors, it can be really, 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 really tough not to still be wearing your character in those kind of moments. And that's why I think it's important to have cool downs after acting. And I think that's part of the thing that's tough with the 48 is because by the time you're having your cool down, it's like 3 a.m. So cool down turns into falling asleep or editing. Yeah. So it's a little tough, but I would like to. I mean, of course, if it's something like seriously wrong, tell me in the moment, like right there. But if it can wait until after filming, that'd be great. If it's something where it has to be like, look, this is seriously wrong, tell us right now, right as soon as possible. But if it's something where it's like, hey, I'm not a big deal, I didn't feel like stopping production for this, tell me right after, even if it's small, because we're all learning, and that's the thing. You know, this isn't like, I don't know if it's a proper use, but fucking Harvey Weinstein, like that's some systemic shit that's happened like years and years and years and years. Even Tarantino with his stuff, you know, because he's put actresses in harm's way, like with that one scene with the car in Kill Bill where Uma Thurman almost like crashed or whatever.
That actually happened?
Yeah, like so essentially she didn't feel comfortable driving down that road because she felt like the car was gonna wreck, and he assured her like no problem. And then stories obviously get mixed up, but either somebody on set changed the tracks, or Quentin Tarantino didn't tell her where to stop properly, and her car ended up like actually crashing, and she almost got hurt, or if she did get hurt, I can't remember exactly, but like car crashed. Yeah. Something like that, obviously, like let us know in the moment. I mean,
Yeah.
if a car crash is a car
If you
crash.
don't feel comfortable, then
Yeah, let us know.
we either have to find a way to make this safe enough for you to feel comfortable, or we gotta get a stunner.
Yeah, you need to be able to. Yeah, but I think it's we're coming to a time where we actually have to make sure director and actor finds like a nice middle ground of what feels comfortable and what's going to work on screen. Because especially when you're working at this level, you don't have a lot of cast. You really don't have a lot of
cast. When you're working at this level,
so
cast is really like if you find a good group of people that are willing to commit and come down and like shoot stuff with you. Even then, like even if they have their own projects, you also have to try to commit to them because it's a give and take. It's a give and take kind of business.
It really is. You gotta don't expect to get back anything that you haven't already give out. You know,
and I think in this industry, it's definitely a lot tougher on the wallet for actors.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I mean, you look at editing equipment, you look at film equipment, that shit's expensive, man.
That stuff can make your money back.
Yeah, you can. Really don't get me wrong, but like
acting can too. But like,
there's less like investment. You can make money on nothing.
Yeah,
as long as you have ability.
If you have the ability, if you have the passion and will to do it, I think I like to look at it like there's people out there with disabilities or other things going on with them and their bodies. They still manage to be actors and make a shit ton of money.
Yeah,
there's I don't remember what actor it is that had like a problem with his back, but he still managed to get roles because just how good he was. Like they could feel how like in the roles that he's in how great he is. And just the other day, I was watching a video with my dad about how what's it called? How the original Superman, not the original Superman, but Christopher Reeves, how he got the role of Superman. Like he was a skinny kid, like a really really skinny kid, like 6'5" tall and skinny. And when he went up to the casting directors and stuff and said, "Hey, I want to be Superman," they looked at him like, "Hey, you're a kid. You're wearing this big poofy sweater. Can you have the face, kid?" And Christopher Reeve said, "Come to my show, see my performance. You'll be happy with me." And they went to his show and they saw his performance. They were amazed and they're like, "This kid is Superman." And he kept trying to convince them like, "Hey, I used to be a jock in high school. I lost 50 pounds. I can put it back on." I'm referencing a lot from this video, but it's a really great video. It shows to you how like if you really want to commit to something, you can get whatever you want. It's out there for you to just go and grab it.
And the thing is putting yourself out there. I mean, there's a lot of actors and actresses who will get roles just based on it because they showed up to castings. Yeah. From Johnny Depp being literally picked up at Nightmare on Elm Street because he gave Jackie O'Hurley a ride to Megan Fox. Like, she'd never acted a day in her life, but what's that director's name?
Which one?
The worst director in the world.
You mean the
Transformers?
Oh, Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. I don't know why that last name escaped me. He just liked the way she looked, and she was like, "Well, somebody was literally quoted as saying like she's never acted in her life." He's like, "We can hire an acting coach." Like, if they really want you and you fit the look, they will find a way to make it work in the big times.
Yeah, I really don't like that. Sometimes it's like all, I don't know if the right word is superficial. Because it's all based on looks and stuff.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, I've had a time though, like, I don't know if I've already said this on the podcast, but granted, we've had one podcast. I feel like it's
two, right?
Episode
this is the first
two.
time.
Episode 2. Yeah. So we had one. I was casting for a play.
Yeah.
And it was a short play festival, so there's multiple directors there, and we're all kind of casting.
Yeah.
And the very this one girl comes in. She kills it. It's one of the best performances I've seen. Like, she came in with her like preset monologues, and it was amazing. But she just didn't look the part for anything in my roles. I literally asked the next person to wait, close the door. I turned to the directors. I was like, somebody needs to cast that girl because that was probably the best performance I've seen. But I don't have a spot for her. So I unlocked the door and went. She ended up getting cast. It was she deserved better roles, but she ended up getting better roles through that company later. But yeah, it was one of those things where it's so weird to be like, I can't cast her. Damn, like I either already had the role filled or I just couldn't fill the role.
Yeah. Well, it happens. Sometimes you just gotta kind of find your group and stuff, right?
Yeah. Yep. I only had like 2 female parts in that too, so it's like I was really playing against the odds.
Oh, you were the female part? Did you end up playing the female part?
No. There was like 2 female parts. But like the co-writer that I wrote it with, she was like dead set. Like she was like, if you're gonna direct, I want to be this character. I feel for her, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't think it was a good idea to be in the play just because it was like, I don't know. I felt like at that point, at least that point for me, I was just like, a play is such a commitment for those actors. Mm-hmm. Like it's so hard to like. She still wanted to direct, you know, like it was still like her baby.
Yes.
You know how you have to kind of cut those ties sometimes.
Yeah. Like I said,
she still wanted to be like, she wanted to direct and act and do that. And I'm like, no, you have to let me. You got to let go of the script first off. Yeah. Now that you're acting in it, and you got to just trust me to take over. Mm-hmm. But
that was a long time ago. That's why I'm always scared to like. That's why like if I write something, I'm never going to be in it. Mm-hmm. But if somebody else writes it, I'll try to be in it. You know.
Yeah.
But it's always definitely a much harder thing to do is act and write and acting your own things, because when you see a lot of like what you wrote and you're like, I want it to be like this. If you're not doing this, what am I gonna do? And,
yeah.
You know, emotions get in the way, and that's the thing. Emotions are fucking the worst thing.
Yes.
When you're trying to get things accomplished, you're not. You can have emotions. Have a great time, laugh, smile, do what you do, but don't ruin your project over like your. I guess it would be more like emotionally driven ego. Mm-hmm. So don't let your emotions drive your ego. Let your emotions drive your time. Mm-hmm. Not in the sense to like where it kills time, but more like it's driving your time because you're having a great time.
Yeah. Doing
what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't let your emotions drive your ego, or don't let them drive your mind into like a certain place where you hit a block.
And I think also keeping like an overall bigger picture in mind, because I feel like a lot of people, myself included, but like sometimes we get so wrapped up in the now, and worried about what's happening right now. We don't see like, well, what's the overall goal? Where are we going? What's happening? Yeah. Because like, you know, sure, what's happening right now might suck, but if you stick with it, you know, you can get better. Don't let a minor problem ruin an overall goal. I guess, if that makes sense. Yeah. I want to ask you, Sir Alex Rodriguez, number 13 of the New York. Sorry, Stop every it. Time. So tomorrow's 420. It's a very important day in the world, and this is our second episode. See, we only do episodes on the important days. Oscars, 420. What's the next one?
That's gonna be
Cinco de Mayo. No. Cinco de Mayo. Just the most out there, most important days. Yeah. We have to do a Halloween podcast down the line. But since it's 420, second episode, I want to ask you, sir, what do you think are the best? I want to know the best party movie and the best stoner movie.
Best party movie and the best stoner movie. Let's see.
You can have an honorable mention for each as well. One honorable mention.
Best party movie. Shit. Okay. I definitely liked How High for a stoner movie. That's a great stoner movie.
Yes.
Just because, like, just because I love that's one of the first stoner movies I sort of watched when I was a kid. I think the actual first stoner movie that I watched, I don't know if you could consider it a stoner movie, but it was like Clerks and Clerks 2.
Yeah, I think it's like stoner culture, but like I think you could also view that movie without weed being involved in it.
Yeah,
you know, and it's still it's a good movie. But like I definitely see what you're saying. Like there's definitely a heavy weed influence.
Yeah, So I would say How High and then Clerks is honorable mention for best stoner movie. As for a party movie, I'm going to go hands down with Old School.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a real good one.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. God, I love that. Sometimes I'll play that at baseball games too, and I'll just go nuts. They usually play that for home runs at Oriole Park. Like they go nuts. Any honorable mentions for either one? You did have Clerks for stoners, but
yeah. For party movie, let's see. Honorable mention for a party movie. I don't really have too many. I would say. I don't know. I really like the old school. Let's see. I could say Project X was okay, but no. I got it. Neighbors.
Oh, Neighbors. Yeah, Neighbors is really good.
Yeah, the first Neighbors.
Is really good.
Neighbors
wow,
2, I was like, nah.
That makes me reconsider my party movies. For me, stoner movie, I'm gonna say. Oh fuck! I just had it and I lost it. What was that with Dave Chappelle? It's because it's not How High, but the Half Baked.
Half Baked. Yeah, that was on HBO.
Half Baked.
I was like, can't remember the fucking name. Half Baked is great.
Yeah.
The fucking dog gets high.
Dude, and there's so many inside comedian like jokes in there. Like I wanted to be a comedian for a while, and like rewatching that movie, the guy on the couch, he's a famous comedian. He was like super famous for his dry humor. I think it's like Steve or I can't remember his name, but he has like a silly Jew fro that like if you saw his face, like you know, and he just talks like this and says the joke very plainly. I can't remember his name though. We're gonna look this up because we need to get these names. But there, yeah, if you look through that, like you'll find so many different like classic just comedians and stuff.
It's not this guy, is it? It's not like
No. Although Harlan Williams is a great comedian. Jim Brewer, the guy who plays the stoner Brian, he was on SNL for a few years. Go down a little bit. Jon Stewart has a fucking great cameo in there.
Tracy Morgan's in this movie? How did I not see? Oh, I remember now. I do remember what scene. Like, he's very briefly in that.
Keep going down. None of them. He has like a small... Let's look for a guy on the couch. Guy on the couch.
Oh, yeah. I think it's this guy.
No. Guy on the couch. I think that's literally his title in the film. Here, just go to the full casting credits real quick. I swear to God he's in there. Wait. Oh, I was gonna say, was Jerry Garcia actually in the film? No. But for party movie, I was going to say Dazed and Confused. But you made me rethink that, and I guess I would have to go with Superbad.
Dazed and Confused was a great movie.
I used to play Dazed and Confused.
Superbad's for stoner or for a party? Party, right?
Party.
Yeah, because the Superbad can be. It's like Clerks. It's also got like the influences of stoner because Seth Rogen. I think Superbad as far as my timeline was probably like the greatest party movie. Like that was the thing where I was like, so I think I was just starting to go to high school at that time, and I was like, this is what high school's gonna be like. I tried to make like Superbad every day, and that's why I went to community college afterwards. But I'll be honest, like I've talked to some people. I think I've honestly had more crazy ass time in high school than some people have had in their whole like college. Because like, especially my junior senior year, I was going to college parties on the regular. Like, we would go up to Morgantown. We would go over to Radford. Radford's not like a big party school anymore. I found that out. Really?
There was a time and place where like everybody I knew was getting like either kicked out of Radford or like going into a frat. And it was a bit of a party school. Now it's like a military school, I guess.
Weird. I was told by a lot of the people that I work with at work, or just random people I meet at Nova, they're like, Virginia's not really that much of a party state anymore. Like, there's some places, like Mason's definitely not a party place.
No, by far not. I will say...
I'm pretty sure VCU is. But
VCU? They have a good comedy scene. I don't think I've really ever been to a party down there.
I've never been to VCU fully. It's
a cool place. It's like dead in the heart of Richmond, so it's like the townies there are like really out of place because like they actually have like real jobs and shit. You know what I mean? Like like I don't know. Whenever I think of townies, because like the first time I ever heard of townies was at I think it was JMU, and like the townies like literally were just people who literally who just like were trying to relive their college years. Sorry, I did smoke a little bit before this, so if I'm a little slow. Stephen Wright, that's it. That's the guy who's guy on the couch. Stephen Wright has great humor. If for some reason you have listened all the way to this point, just pause it, watch a little bit of Stephen Wright humor, and you'll be fucking set. Come right back to this, and hopefully we'll still be funny.
Yeah, my favorite part about that movie is when he comes out of the bathroom, because like they're like trying to figure out what's going on, like how they're gonna make all that money to like get their friend out of jail. He gets up, goes fucking pissed, and they're like, "Dude, when are you leaving?" He's like, "Look, man, don't worry about me. I'll be fine." That's the best shit ever.
Yeah.
This is like just a random dude.
Just a random guy who lives on the couch. Fucking love that fucking film.
Guy on the couch is great.
But yeah, townies, I always think of like either Morgantown or JMU, like just people who like constantly lived like their college years is still partying like wild in their like mid 30s. West Virginia has the craziest like townies. There was a guy we were at a tailgate, and this dude was wife, kids, his girls were literally in WVU, and like she was like, "There's no other place we could go because Dad has been taking us to tailgates since we were kids," and I'm like, "Dude, you were like 60 something, man. You need to move out of the college town." Like, and he was just giving beers. He didn't give a fuck. Like, if he said if you had a WVU jersey on, that was as good as an ID. I was like, what is going on? Where am I? Tim Hick too. This was. They played this game. It was the most Hick game, but like the white guy in me loved it. You have a stump with a bunch of nails in a circle. And what you have to do is you flip the hammer and you like slam the nail, and whoever like you got to try to nail in everybody else's nail into the log. Never played that before in my life before I started partying up at WU, and holy shit, man, it was such a stupid, violent game, but like something in me was like, this is so fun, and I want it. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, you don't want to be that guy like hogging the beer pong table or waiting on it. It was like double that for this, because you don't want to be that hick like who really wants to nail some fucking nails into a log, but like at the same time, it was so fun.
Yeah, there's just something like, I wouldn't say like, it's not violent.
It's like primal.
It's primal. That's what I was trying to get to. I was like, I don't want to say primal because like it felt like you're not a jungle man. You're not a caveman.
In West Virginia, you are. You know.
West Virginia people, don't come down here. You know, we don't want you to come.
Like... A few of you are cool. If you go to WU, you're all right. If I've partied with you, you're allowed down. Oh fuck! I kind of want to go back up there. The guys who were up there are fucking awesome. They always wanted to do a podcast. I don't know. Hey, if you guys ever want to do a Super Bowl or a sports podcast, come on our podcast.
Yeah, we can talk.
We'll talk sports movies as well.
Yeah. Carry the podcast. I'm sure you guys can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're fucking hilarious. But yeah. Whenever you go to VCU, the townies are all like, yeah, I'm about to go to like the Capitol or something, because it's all in Richmond. So it's like, you actually have like real people doing jobs. Then you have like rednecks from Richmond. Richmond's a weird area. It's just like, it's everything wrong with Virginia smashed into one place. Like, really.
That's a good way to sum it up. There's a lot of things wrong with Virginia, and that's a good place to be for.
Like rich, uptight white people in politics, redneck hick people who live in Southern Virginia, artsy college kids who are either like way in their own world trying to make films and podcasts. No. Like
who needs them?
And then right. And then just like people who have been like smattered by poverty and like they're stuck in an area that's not all that great, because like there's parts of Richmond that aren't all that great. Like people forget about that. They still got like a Confederate like monuments down there and stuff. But like then they also have like probably one of the largest like black populations in Virginia.
Whoa.
You know, and by the way, the capital is there. Richmond is just a smash of everything that Virginia has to offer. It's not a bad area. I mean, I think it kind of comes together kind of great. They have a great comedy scene down there. But I think when you have so much crazy shit walking around, like how can you not make a joke?
Have a good sense of humor. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just that stuff comes around. Like it just, I don't know, that stuff kind of just pools around like heavily dense areas. Like metropolitan areas have that thing going on where there's like definitely a certain mixture of like people like from from every type of class and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I think Richmond. Another thing that's weird about it is like, if it weren't for DC, that would be our biggest city. But like, I feel like everybody goes up to DC because it's way cooler. So people forget about Richmond.
Yeah.
I don't know. Strange city.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. It's like if you asked me if I went down to Richmond, I wouldn't know what to do there.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why. Because I've never been down there. Well, I wouldn't say never. I probably passed by like the place, but I've never actually walked in.
If you've driven down 95, you've driven past Richmond.
Yeah, but I've never been to the place, so I wouldn't know what there is to do there. There's definitely, from what I hear from the other art students that like to go there to get an art degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That there's great parties from time to time. There's like some crazy shit that happens. Like some dudes fucking this girl outside in public space or whatever.
Word. I never heard that. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And there's they have all their parades and marches and stuff down there too. They do a lot of like I guess a lot of people down there would be left wing and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But like, you still have some like right wingers, and that's the weird thing about it.
But those
like
are
when I was doing
pockets.
stand up,
they're like in pockets, right?
Yeah, but they're boisterous because it's one of those things. Like if they go 2 steps outside of Richmond, they're in the majority. But the second they get into Richmond, they're in like a weird minority. Because like it is mostly lefty, but everywhere around Richmond is far from the left. Like if you ever see our like voting map, it's so weird.
Yeah.
There's like little blue here, red, and a little blue here. But for some reason, everybody lives in Richmond or Northern Virginia, so we still end up making the state go blue. Yeah. Politics is another weird thing.
Yeah. Politics is politics. Like I don't hear it. Like I stopped listening to the news a long time ago. Like the only news that I get is from like the radio, like the broadcast radio whenever I drive to work. Mm-hmm. Just like to hear like the guys talk about like what's going on like with the actual like the fucking there's a church that burned down in Europe.
Yeah, Notre Dame, yeah.
Notre Dame burned down in Europe, and there's like some random shit.
Quasimodo just couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah,
he just lit that place up.
It's like I'm fucking tired of these fucking guys, man. Let's just fucking burn something.
That or he's getting ready for 420. It's the 420 podcast. That's right.
It all lines
We're burning
up.
it down.
It all lines up. I also heard that there was like there's a fucking meteor that passed by.
Was there?
Yeah, like somewhere in Maryland.
Was there?
Yeah, like flew by.
How did
it was
that
during the
Maryland
day.
News?
It was during the day. Yeah, definitely.
Nobody's looking up in Maryland.
Yeah, and they think it like caused one of their radio stations to get knocked out off the air. But
really,
I'm pretty sure it didn't. But that's fucking crazy. Like a fucking meteor passed by. No one noticed.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, you got to think, man. You know how many rocks probably fly by Earth all the time?
Yes, this has got to be.
You know,
we got shit flying.
It's one of those things where it's like, if you catch it, it's like, oh, how rare is that? But then you really think about it, we're all just rocks in the sky.
Yeah,
that's the type of shit you get on the 420 podcast.
Getting deep with the Emt.Films podcast.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah. All right. So, with that being said, moving on from movies, let's talk about like what our plans for the channel, or for like how we're gonna grow the channel. Hopefully, get this thing to start running and
grow it like a plant on the 420 podcast. All right, I'm sorry.
Grow it like a plant.
Oh Lord.
Why not? Let's grow it like a plant. Everything starts off. Like
yeah.
Like
we're all just seeds in somebody's bag of swag.
Yeah. Yeah, take a hit of us. We'll fucking blow your mind up. Whatever.
Or your bowl up. Those things explode, you know? Like seriously, if you heat up a seed hard like too much, it will pop. It scares the crap out of you. The last thing you want to see is your bowl pack just or your like little like if you like sorry, I used to smoke some like crap weed back in the day.
They put firecrackers in your weed.
Yeah.
He's never gonna expect this.
It's like, damn it, man. Fucking firecrackers again. Looking like Groucho Marx with one of those exploding cigars. Oh, not again.
I saw this one video of this one, I don't know if it's a Vine or whatever, but when Vine was cool, right?
Still cool, it's just dead.
There's this dude who like was trying to help his friend get off of cigarettes, so he would put like firecrackers in his rolls. Or no, he would put like
gunpowder?
Yeah, gunpowder in his rolls, and when he lit it went
now we just call those vapes. Oh fuck! But
no, I can't wait to this actual 48.
Yes,
so.
Yeah.
So if
I'm
you don't
excited
know
to
already,
work with people and do
after
that
the first
again.
podcast, we are doing the 48-hour film festival, both the one
the
Washington,
real one
DC,
this time,
and in Baltimore.
which they have a date now.
What's the date?
It's June 14th through 17th.
June 14th to the 17th.
Let me double check on that.
Cool.
But yeah, it finally stopped saying eventually.
sometime in the summer.
Yeah, sometime in June.
Oh.
December, yeah, they're gonna push it all the way back, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a Christmas themed 48.
I would be down for it.
Yeah,
It
I'd love to
would be
do
kind of crappy, but like
No, we could make something like I don't
How
know
many
what's that
subgenres
Seth Rogen movie? It's a Christmas movie.
June 14th through 16th.
June 14th to 16th. But that Christmas movie that Seth Rogen did, what was it called? The Night Before. That was a great movie.
You know what's cool? The early bird is literally the 20th, so it's like 3 days after we finish the DC. We have 3 days to like be like, do we really want to do Baltimore? No, I think that'll be good for us because then we can actually pick it.
Yeah, if we don't win this one, right?
Yeah, if we don't. Well, I mean, we
What
can win this and then just do another film.
What happens
Fuck
after we win? Oh, also, did you see what I sent you on Instagram? This is the Road Video Mic film festival going on, and if we win, we get like a bunch of like.
Oh yeah, the equipment thing that you sent on Instagram. Yeah, I think that's really good. I mean, I want as many things as we can enter as possible.
Entries are accepted until like late to fall, basically early fall.
That's really good.
So we have time.
Because I think, especially after these two,
free to get in.
Especially with these 2 48-hour film festivals, I would love to see how we grow as a group, who we pick up as a group, and how we once we can work under that type of quick pressure. Like then once we apply like actual time and like taking things slowly, I think we can pump something really, really good, and maybe like, well, obviously longer length. Like I was thinking like a 30-minute short or something, because that's like an average, like professional short film, right?
Yeah,
30.
So yeah, no, the average professional short film would be like an hour.
An hour.
Just an hour.
That's not that bad either.
Actually, it'd be 45 minutes to qualify for a feature.
Only 40. Okay.
But like most people try to hit an hour just because that's the set standard for anything. Like a documentary is an hour. A really short movie is an hour. So if you can do 2 hours, then. But those kind of things take months to prep for. So we definitely have to get these skits things going down, working really well. Like you said, build up a good team. But we also have to get a good viewer base to see who would be interested in even watching that. Because it's really great to have that as like a goal in the future to get to. But we also need to make sure that we build up an audience, a reputation on the internet, because those are the people that are going to be watching us. Yeah. So
and I think another thing is like
how do we want to be known on the? We want to be known as the filmmakers on the internet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to like look at what other filmmakers on the internet are doing and see what we can do to like one up their thing, because they.
Well, the one thing for me is like
a lot of things like we can reinvent the wheel, but that's gonna take time.
I'm not saying reinvent the wheel, but I'm saying like part of it is like because we don't know where our audience is and what they're going to be doing, like why not at least for a little bit throw everything at the wall? You know what I mean? To find out where we fit. You know, because if we click with something weird that we wouldn't have thought of, like why not go for it? Like why not like with the podcast? Like why not do different versions, different days, different segments.
Yeah.
Like if we wanted to do like maybe one that's just news focused, we want to do ones that's just sports focused, if we want to do one that's just film focused, to see where it sticks. And then the same thing with like videos is like let's do crank out some like fucking how-to tutorials and see if we can't find like the secret, combination to make that work. And let's try like gaming things, like whatever. Let's try it. Top 10 lists. Fuck it. Let's go for it. Shorts. Let's do it. Let's keep making films. Let's do whatever we can do, whether it's sketches, comedy, like anything that we can manage the time to do. Let's go for it, because we don't know what might fit. Shit, we might end up finding out we are the greatest at makeup tutorials. Like
who knows?
If we don't try, we don't know. But like, there's an audience out there. They're just looking for content.
Yeah, there's an audience out there for anything, but it also depends on like what you see yourself doing too. I see myself doing, for me personally, I'm talking for me, short films and films.
Yeah, I think that's where the main focus should be.
That's the main focus should be. Skits, I'm happy to do, but those also have to be like perfectly timed. Because if it's not short films or feature films, then we got to focus on skits. And I really like the idea of skits and the podcast, especially what you said about streamlining different subjects to tackle for podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely would love to do that. So that way, like you and I, we're just not the main hosts from time to time. If like we want to have a segment where we swap out hosts, like let's say for this podcast, I'm talking, it's just you and me. Next podcast, let's say the topic is sports. It'll be you and somebody else, and I'll be moderating the audio. I'll still be there. I'll still talk to you. I'll still be in the podcast, but I won't be saying as much because I'll be watching the audio, making sure everything's good, and then for something else, for like filmmaking or editing or anything else, and like the other thing, you and I we can swap host roles.
Yeah, and I think another thing that we could kind of do, and this is just me brainstorming right now, but like if we wanted to do some like test the waters type stuff, like have just behind the scenes on everything we do, because maybe like once again that goes back to artists helping artists. Maybe we might not like or find a fit doing a cooking show.
Yeah.
But if we try it and do the behind the scenes and teach somebody else, like, hey, this is how easy it is to do a cooking show, and then they take off with it, maybe they'll, start looking at some of our other videos. And plus, my other idea behind this is, like, if we are giving other people chances to, like, try out those weird things they want to do, well, that thing might fail. But they'll be subscribing to our thing. They'll tell their friends to subscribe to their thing just because they want to see if they succeed. And who knows, maybe one of those friends will end up really liking our cooking video. Yeah,
they'll like the cooking video, and then if one of their friends likes the podcast, they'll listen to the podcast.
And that's
if
the thing.
Other guys like the short films, they'll like our short films.
And I think through that, like, not only do we grow our audience, but grow our audience a good way by helping others. But
we're basically becoming like not a network, but a channel. A channel with variety.
Yeah, a variety channel, I guess. Or I think that not only that, but like people will kind of herd themselves to what they really like from us, and then we can focus on that. Because I do understand like the marketing side of it. Like we want to make sure we're making content that like gets received, gets viewed,
that people like to watch, so that way they can.
But as of right now, we have no clue what anybody wants to watch. And
right now, all we can do is have them watch our short films.
Yeah,
and then like if the opportunity presents itself, then we have to capitalize on it. For example, with this client video stuff.
Yeah,
that's a great opportunity when it presents itself, but that's all private because we don't end up owning those videos. The client does. We have rights to use them as like in our portfolio,
like reels and stuff,
and reels and stuff, but we can't use them to make profits.
Yeah, and I think
we'll make profits off of them, but we won't use it to make continuous profits. But other than that, it's not also about the money. It's also about making the right content and seeing the content we want to make. So for the future, right now, we're going to have to focus on skits and stuff, and if things branch out. Yeah. Let's have skits be the good starting point. Skits in the podcast.
Well, I mean, does it have to be skits? Can it be tentacle porn?
If someone's good at drawing that shit, then hell yeah.
All right, that's what. Does it have to be drawn? I know it's a great sushi chef.
Well,
there's small tentacles made for sushi.
Are there girls in Virginia with that fetish?
Who said anything about girls?
I don't know.
I'm talking dogs. Your dog, bunch of tentacles.
No, he doesn't like that. He'll bite it.
That's what the viewers are into, though. The viewers were trying. They want to see dogs biting tentacles.
I think you might be better off with ASMR.
Oh yeah, I'm interested by that. I don't know. I don't know how that like popped up.
I can't handle that. You start whispering in the microphone, and I'm going to take my headset off and run.
I like the Super Bowl commercial. Honestly, I was like, it's kind of pleasing. Like I almost want to say like sexually pleasing, almost in a sense.
No,
but like
not for me.
I mean, just like because the way she was doing it and everything, I'm like audibly aroused. Is that a word? Is that a thing? I can see why people are into it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't actively look it out because it's just like, why would I watch this? But when it came on in the Super Bowl ad, I was like, okay, I get it. It's super pleasing to the ears. Very pleasing. I'm not getting personally off on this, but I could see why. This is not me admitting to an ASMR fetish.
You hear that, ladies? He wants you to whisper in his ears.
Yes. Fuck with my ears all day. All right, that gives me another question. Alex Rodriguez.
What's up?
Third base.
Stop.
Sorry. Every time I'm gonna do that. And it's funny because I used to hate A-Rod because of the Yankees.
Yeah.
But I love you, so like it's like I can finally be an A-Rod fan. So since we're talking about weird guilty pleasures, ASMR once again is not a guilty pleasure for me. I get it. But what is a guilty pleasure that you have? Cinematically or anything. Give me one for TV and one for movies.
Okay, so a guilty pleasure cinematically for TV and or for movies. And for movies.
Yeah, one in each.
So for movies, it would have to be romantic comedies.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure for films. Romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Just because I made one, and I was like,
okay. No, I don't mind romantic comedies, honestly. I wouldn't say they're guilty pleasure either, because like I think there's some good ones out there.
Yeah, there are definitely some good ones, but like they're definitely not my favorite thing to make, but I still like watching them.
Yeah, I think I got kind of the two romantic comedy movies that I like for some reason. It's going to be one like where it's like a classic, and one that's just like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah.
City Lights with Charlie Chaplin. I think that's a really great romantic comedy. If nothing else, the fact is Charlie Chaplin. And then Date Movie. I know it's like one of those crappy like spoof movies, but I used to think that was a really, really funny.
They were good.
If you want to talk guilty pleasure,
like Scary Movie, that was a spoof movie.
So, I loved the first three were great for Scary Movie, and then I loved Date Movie. But then Meet the Spartans was the only thing I've ever walked out of the theater for. I didn't want to see it in the beginning, and I was like, I literally forced my friends out of that theater. I was like, no.
Yes, come on, we're not watching.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not lowering myself. It's not funny. It's really not worth it.
Yeah.
Guilty. Since you did cinema, I'm gonna do TV, and then you do TV, and then I'll do cinema.
Okay.
Just because I need to get this off my chest, because something has happened recently in my life
Ooh.
that I have to address. So two of my guilty pleasures for TV were, it used to be the like Flavor of Love shows.
Oh, like
I Love New York, Rock of Love, and all that. But especially Flavor of Love. That the New York and Pumpkin feud where Hoops ended up winning. Hoops was hot as shit. Like, let me get started. Hoops was hot as shit. I kind of was rooting for Pumpkin a little bit, but when New York beat the shit out of her, I was a New York fan for life. And then they bring her back every season because Flavor just wanted the ratings. How the fuck did Flavor Flav land that gig? Like, how did that show? Why Flavor Flav though? Anyways,
when you brought it up, I was like, oh yeah, that was a show that people watched.
Yeah, no, I was into it. I was in all those shows. Like, even like For the Love of Money or whatever it was called. Like, that was a interesting. I kind of like that show because I was like, okay, we're finally getting down to what this show is really about. None of these people actually like ended up with that person.
Yeah.
But
that's when you learn that reality TV isn't
it's all it's all for the money, which I was like, thank God we're finally putting it out there.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I really, and this was like my biggest guilty pleasure, so those were probably my guilty pleasures in like middle school, right? My biggest guilty pleasure in high school was the Jersey Shore. I fucking love the Jersey Shore. I love the Jersey Shore. It was bad. All my friends had
season 1 or season 2?
Season 1 was like the big one, but like it was one of those things where everybody stopped watching it after season 1, but like secretly I was still watching season 2, 3, 4. Like, I was still like secretly really into it.
Okay, so you and me kind of have that in common for guilty pleasures for up until season 2. I haven't watched any of it. I was like after season 2, I was just like, I can't watch this. This is so bad for me.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna become a fucking Guido.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gym canned laundry for like a fucking year. Oh, all right. So this is probably the most embarrassing thing about that I've ever admitted. They remember Facebook games. They used to have like Facebook games on Facebook and shit. I don't think anybody uses that anymore, but they had a Jersey Shore fighting game. There was like a good 6-month period where I played that shit nonstop. My God, I'm so embarrassed by my life.
Snooki all the time.
I can't remember.
Second combos juggle.
I'm sure she did. That shit was, dude. Fucking that game was kind of addicting. Like all the moves were based on their like fucking catchphrases and shit. Like, throwing a grenade. Fucking.
Oh my God.
Here comes the rhinos. I think Snooki had like a thing that was like the meatball attack or whatever. I was like, oh lord.
I think I remember this game. It sounds so familiar.
Dude, it was a game. Like, it actually, like, people forget Jersey Shore was like real hot for like a minute. Like, it was white hot.
Yeah. People loved it. I remember in high school, like, I could not walk 10 feet from a class, and I like have someone referencing something from the Jersey Shore.
Oh yeah, dude. I fucking called myself The Situation for like a season of wrestling. No bullshit.
I have the situation.
Well, there was like the one time in my life where I had abs. So I was like every day. Because it was like mid wrestling season too. And I was like, fuck yes. I'm hot for like 2 seconds. And then they shaved my head bald. And then there went my sophomore year. I was the bald kid with abs. Yeah. Also, I found out my parents dropped me a lot on my head. Yeah, my head is fucking shapen. I hope I never go bald. If I was like an apple, I would never get picked. Like that shit was. I was like, it looks like my parents played soccer with me, you know, and like no goals were scored. I just hit the pipe like for fucking 60 minutes in a 0-0 like tie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. I love my hair. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is, for 2 seconds, I was The Situation in high school before I went bald. But anyways, what they just came up with, and this has ruined my life because I'm slowly falling back into it. Like,
I think
it's A Double Shot of Love with Pauly D and Vinny.
I was like, oh my god!
I've seen the first 3 episodes. I've seen the first 3, and it's an awful show. It's literally a combination of everything. Like, they're not even hiding it. It was so obvious. Like, these women, like, once again, it's probably like 2 women who are like legitimately there for a possible shot at love or whatever. All of them are actually there for money. Mm-hmm. I imagine just like, I must have scrolled by this at one point on Backstage.com. I'm like, damn, I could have had my shot with Vinny. But the show, the funny thing about the show is like there's a weird tone where it's like these are 2 things that have, I assume, similar guilty pleasure audiences, but they don't mix. Like, it's weird. Like, they tried to go to the club on episode 3. I promise this won't turn into the Jersey Shore recap podcast, but they like went to the club, and the club is just a room in their mansion, and so it's literally like 60 girls and like these 2 dudes at the club, and it's like, it's just a weird dynamic, the whole thing. And so far there's been 3 episodes, and I shit you not, I think 2 or 3 girls have literally just walked out, like not even eliminated. They were just like, I can't do this. The first girl was like, it kind of felt sad because like she was like a bartender, and it felt like she was there for real reasons, but like they're trying something different. Like, a lot of these girls are like actually trying to like pretend like real hard that they're actually there for love and like eliminating themselves, where I'm like,
they're doing the job, they're acting.
Yeah, they finally, like, people know this is all an act. The first girl, I felt like she might have been real, because like she had the like she was a bartender from like Jersey, and like her and Pauly D actually really like hit it off, where it was like, that seems like they actually might just be like Jersey trash, like finally collecting in the open waters. The open waters of the dating world.
Shit, those Jersey guys are gonna come down and get you. They're gonna get you. They're gonna be like, hey.
I think I know like 2 people from Jersey, so I think I'll be fine.
They got your back. They'll protect you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Everybody in Jersey knows that other person from Jersey. Anyways,
it's like prison. Like, you got one. Yeah, if you're like someone, Jersey's like prison. If you're someone's bitch, they'll protect you in jail.
I gotta
like in what's this movie? Fuck, Half Baked. It's like Half Baked.
Oh yeah.
Remember when he's like, stay away from, this is my meat.
Yeah, this is my bitch right here. Fucking love that. It reminds me of this one time. When I was working at Brookstone, one of my good friends, Chris Ehrlich. If you're listening to this, shout out. I love you, man. Hope your kid's doing well. Back at Brookstone, we used to have a blast, and I was talking to him, and I was making a joke. This was like mid 2000s, so it was okay. Yeah. He's an Asian dude. He's half Asian, half from Cleveland. And I made the joke that all Asians like know each other, and he's like, "Man, that's bullshit." And I was like, "Watch you know the next Asian that walks through." I swear to you, I swear to the Lord, like, not even like 2 seconds later, another Asian dude walks in. And he goes, "Chris? Oh my god!" His fucking cousin walks in. His fucking cousin like walked in like 2, and he was dying. He was like, "You son of a bitch."
You did get him.
I got him so good, and that was like, it was a funny moment. Anyways, yeah. Jersey Trash collects in open water, and I'm interested to see where the show goes, even though I know it's trash.
Yeah, so since you did Jersey Shore as your guilty pleasure TV show, I'd have to change mine up though. It was going to be Jersey Shore, but I've been thinking like it's.
I'm proud that we kind of sort of have the same guilty pleasure. That tells a lot about us. So.
I got to go with my honorable mentions. Fuck. My honorable mention for a guilty pleasure show was actually, what's that show called? Shark Tank. I really like Shark Tank.
Okay.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
But like, so when you watch it for like, if you tried to binge it, you're just like, I'm already tired of this. I can't keep watching.
Yeah.
Like at some point you got to realize that it too is becoming reality TV. So a lot of those businesses that you see are not actually businesses.
They're either they screen one or two before, so they know like the one will buy and that will be a success, and then the rest are just like. Yeah, crap and actors thrown at the door. Yeah,
they're there for there for ratings for people to watch.
But no, I find myself. It's funny that you say that because I honestly like with Shark Tank, I'll find myself I'll binge it for a little bit and I'll never watch it like for another like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah, and then I'll binge a little bit again.
You watch the guys and how they like talk to a businessman or a business owner, and you see how they like pitch money at them. Say, all right, I'll give you like $500,000 for like 80% of your share and stuff. 80% of your share in your business, and then like another shark comes in and it's like, hey, I'll give you $600,000 for less than that. I'll give you like 50% of your share. And you'll have like this whole tense moment where the business owner's like, who do I go with? This person's giving me a better deal, but this person's also really loyal, and they're the first one to speak up. I don't want to make a bad impression. Like that kind of shit. Yeah, that's an actual business tactic that people use in the real world.
I would get so scared on that show because I'd be like, damn, I wish I would have finished my business degree.
But
I'd be like, which one of these guys would I rather
real business? I would be like, all right, I appreciate that you spoke up to me and that you came to me first. You're a good person. I would never wrong you if we partnered. Yeah. But your deal is shit. I'm gonna be straightforward with you. You don't want to partner with me just because I called your deal shit. That's fine. I don't need you. Yeah. I'm going with you and stuff. You got because with those kind of people, you got to be
very stern.
No, you got to be stern.
You got to act like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, because if they see fear in you,
just like a real shark,
they'll fuck you up.
They will.
So you got when in a pool of sharks, you got to be a shark yourself. Yeah. Or a small shark, or I don't know, krill. Something mean.
I could see myself smoking weed with Mark Cuban, and I'd probably ask for him. I'd put that in the deal. I'd be like, Mark Cuban, you get 50% of my thing. And like some kickbacks or whatever until your investment's paid off, and then you get like 30% from there on out.
Wow, Mr. Seller.
But I will up it to 32 from there on if you smoke this fat doobie with me.
Well, Mr. Seller, I don't really smoke.
Oh, Mark, what is this?
Okay.
Look at this Maverick.
Let's talk.
That's all I do. That's all I do. You can be my Maverick any day.
Oh man,
fucking hell.
That's great. Shark Tank. Now, what's your
guilty pleasure cinematically?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a dorky thing. Although I'm glad we're saying this on the podcast because like here's something that I would like to do one day as of like a video thing. Mm-hmm. Even though I think there's already a YouTube channel that does it perfectly, and I don't want to steal their shit, but like they do it so perfectly. I am a huge horror movie fan. Slasher, trash, horror fan. Guilty pleasure-wise, the fact that I still love the Friday the 13th franchise kind of embarrasses me.
No, the Friday the 13th franchise was...
Oh, it's trash. It's trash. It's boobs, blood, and bad decisions. Like, it's trash.
It's a product of its time, and definitely that time is coming back.
A little bit. Yeah. And I like it's like the Chucky one. It looks like they're trying to take a nicer, more intelligent spin on things.
So I have less hope for Chucky though. I really like what they're trying to do, but like it's probably not gonna stick because not many people are afraid of dolls. Mm-hmm. They see like a doll with a knife and it's like.
Well, do you see the new trailer?
No, I haven't.
So the new trailer, Chucky is like linked into a company that also controls, like it does automated like cars, automated this, automated that.
Oh, so he can an AI.
Yeah, it's kind of like he can control.
Oh, that's a good spin.
Yeah,
that's a good spin.
Yeah, because I was also like completely against the Chucky thing until I saw the second trailer, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
They're trying to Black Mirror it.
yeah, essentially.
which is a good way of tackling it, because we had Black Mirror, and then there was the new reboot of Twilight Zone, which I'm pretty sure
really
going to do a lot of that.
I want to see it.
I still laugh every time I see like the guy from one of those fucking comedy shows,
Jordan Peele. Yeah.
Jordan Peele. He, as the narrator, I'm like, dude, I can't take you seriously.
I don't know. I dig it. I dig it.
Like, he's funny, but and great. Like, I saw his tone. I was just look at his eyes and see like what he's about. I can see that he's really into like this whole reboot. Like, he really wants to work on this and make this good.
Yeah.
But there was one trailer where and this is just a trailer. The way they edited it is just like, I didn't like the trailer. I was like, this trailer makes the series look bad, the new series look bad. But whatever, I'd still give it a shot because I love the Twilight Zone.
Which trailer was it?
It wasn't as much to do with like the editing. I think it was like the newest trailer, but it didn't have much to do with the editing. It had to do with the song they chose and how it was timed with the song, or like the theme. It didn't match. It made it feel like one of those corny TV shows where they're trying to capitalize on something. Yeah. Like the old nostalgia, which they are, but they couldn't have composed something better. Like, if you watch the original Twilight Zone, definitely in its time, you probably thought this is also cheesy as fuck, and I don't want to watch it. But
I don't know.
But like, if you listen to that score, man.
Yeah. It strikes fear.
Yeah, it's like the fear of the unknown shit, and they couldn't do that for this. Like, what they used was like, oh, this is a commercial.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I really want to see it. Of course, I want to give it a chance because the classic. The thing I'm glad about is they brought the original Twilight Zones onto Netflix. I've actually been binging them recently. But I'm interested to see where that goes.
Oh. I also had a good idea to bring up to you. My dad, he watched the Mach 48, and he really liked it, which I already told you that already. But shit, excuse me. But yeah, he said, why don't we try doing things where there's less dialogue? You know what I mean? Because like, he gave the example of Charlie Chaplin and stuff. Back in those days, they didn't have audio. They didn't work with like microphones and shit. They didn't get all that stuff. Of course they had sound, but they didn't have sound like
we have
a sound. Microphone like we have sound now. So like, make a story without saying anything.
I'd like to experiment with that. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be a good thing to do for like a skit or a small short film, like a day short film kind of thing.
I think that'd be a great idea. Because I could really focus on the visual stuff.
Yeah, I can give a good example, and it's also a good way to exercise your. I don't know too much about the acting world per se, but I do know that like in film, for actors, you would have to like definitely try to show what you're feeling through your body posture, your expressions and stuff. That's something you got to do, because like in theater, I imagine it's different. I mean, you have to vocalize what you're saying.
Yeah, but your posture is almost more important in stage than it is film, because people can see all of how you're standing. So if you have like a hitch in your leg, you're gonna see it. But like for acting, film acting, like you have to compress that hitch in your leg to a facial feature or a wince
or a movement. Yeah, because like a good way to say "ow, my leg hurts" without actually saying it is like just the way you move in your seat. You're like. And then the way you react when you get down, you're like, all right, I'm sitting here. Without saying all what I'm saying, but I'm describing what I'm saying. Just the way you put your hand down on your knee, look up, look at the corner, look at the clock, see like all of the shit that's going on. Basically describing what you're seeing, but with the emotions of like your eyes and stuff.
I don't know. I think it's definitely a little bit. It's difficult.
I'm at a loss for words right now. I don't know what's going on with my tongue. Like, I keep stuttering over myself from time to time.
It's the 420 podcast. That's why, baby.
It is true.
Everybody's a little stoned.
420.
420
causes you to get high on Friday.
Oh hell yeah!
That's another great stoner movie. Friday.
Oh yeah, Friday. Friday
was great. I miss that. I miss those movies. I want to watch this one day. I actually really want to like do like an old school movie thing here with a group,
Oh
Just
yeah,
have
yeah.
everybody come down, let's hang out, have a couple beers, sit
Hell
on the
yeah.
couch, watch the movies.
That sounds amazing. It literally sounds like everybody could just bring like, or we can like vote on like 4 like classic movies that we all want to see. Or
Yeah, I got internet. We can watch shit here.
Mhm.
And if they have like if they have DVDs or if they have VHSs, bring their VHS tapes and their VHS player, and we'll somehow manage to hook it up to the TV.
yeah, that'd
But
be sick.
yeah, why not?
I still want to see. What was that? The Obtaining the Visa movie that you said?
American Visa.
American Visa. I still
Yeah,
want to see that. I haven't
watched
found it on.
I was
Netflix.
watching it on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. YouTube.
It's but it. I don't know what happens. Like, there's part 1 and 2 because they had to cut it up because YouTube's cracking down on copyright stuff.
Man, fuck YouTube and their copyrights.
Yeah, so they're cracking down on it, and it's cut up into like 3. There's actually cut up into 4 parts, but the credits is the 4th part, so you don't really want to watch the 4th part.
Yeah, that's what we got IMDb for.
But they only have the 1st and 2nd part up there, and for some reason, the guy who has them on his YouTube channel took down the 3rd part. They couldn't finish the movie. But it's a great movie. Like, all you really need to watch is the beginning half, and the second half is great. There's a shot that I really like. I'll show you right now if you want. I'll show you later, but I'll bring it up right now as an example. I think it's in part 2, or it might be in part 1. We'll see. We'll find out. But there's a really great shot. It's like they're walking around in the city, and I don't know. It's something about this fisheye shot that I really like. It's not a fisheye. It was like a really wide shot.
Motherfucking fisheye lens. You know what I mean?
I have that lens though.
Everything looks better through a motherfucking fisheye lens. I remember when fisheye lenses were everywhere.
Can't find it. Let me find you.
What decade do you think of the most when you think of stoners?
The 90s for sure.
Right?
The 80s is the cocaine era.
Yeah. And like I think some people will say like the 60s
There's a strip club scene so.
and the 70s, but like I feel like the 60s and 70s really is more LSD.
There's tits in the film, so always happy to see
all
that.
right, that's always nice. A little gratuitous nudity, never an issue with my book. I'm a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, so of course that's something I enjoy. Trying to act modest because it's 2019 now.
Where's that fucking scene? It's a great shot. I really gotta go and find this thing. It's somewhere here.
But I do think the 90s were like a really great. Like you look at like Sublime came out in the 90s. That was a great stoner band.
A lot of great stoner bands came from the fucking 90s.
Mm-hmm. Pepper, even Red Hot Chili Peppers, which are different bands. There's a Pepper and there's a Red Hot Chili Pepper for anybody out there confused. Check out Pepper. They have some good music too. I can't remember the song right now, but there's one about sex that I remember because that's what moves me.
They're a great band.
They are. They're really good. Oh, what was that 311? Did you guys used to have a joke about 311?
I always thought that 311 was like the reason why they call themselves because it's the code for marijuana in some states for the cops.
Is it?
I always thought it was something else, but they say it is.
Yeah. Let's find out. So 50% of this podcast will just be us Googling other things on said podcast.
That's fine. We'll have this moment to go on break for the podcast. We're gonna go on like a
we can re-edit this a little bit real quick.
Even if this is, I don't know, this is still good to have in there.
Yeah. I do feel like
I'll still be looking for that scene, man. So.
Off the record, real quick. I do feel like sometimes we start with like real deep topics that are like, man, I would love to talk about this buried somewhere in the third hour, but let's just start off with this.
So no, there's definitely room. We definitely hit the hour mark. So, but for right now, we're doing pretty good. I think everything sounds great on the. I think I'm coming up. I think I'm coming up on it. Hold on. Shit. No, it's not. It's not here. Thought I'd be coming up on the scene, but I'm not. Oh, this shot. I was always a big fan of this. Not this shot. This shot.
Oh, I dig it.
That's why when I say like the romantic comedy thing, I really mean like romance shit. Like what's that movie called? Oh, La La Land.
Oh yeah.
Like I really love the set pieces that film is beautiful.
Would you consider that more of a musical though?
It is a musical.
Yeah.
But I really wish. I don't know. Like I guess it's good as a musical, but there could also be like a. In my mind, there's also a La La Land that's not a musical.
Yeah.
And it's more of like a drama, romance, but really like.
If you really think about it, though, La La Land is just the artistic version of Casablanca.
That's true.
If you think about it,
kind of.
I mean, they do take a lot from Casablanca, from the references down to like if you look at like the structure of the plot of like they get together, they realize.
I mean, Casablanca is a good romance story too. It's a classic one. And
I mean, if you're gonna steal from anything, steal from the best.
Yeah, steal from the best. But no, this shot I really did love. And if any of you don't know what the movie American Visa is, it's a great film to watch. Like you can watch part 1 and 2 on YouTube. You know, you could give it a shot. It's majority of it's in Spanish, but there's like some English parts because they do. Since he's trying to get to the U.S., the main character of the film, he does know English.
Eventually,
so he does say some words, a couple of things in English.
He says hello and goodbye.
True.
He says, "No, I do not speak English," and then they continue.
No, he's actually an English teacher.
Is he?
Yeah, so he teaches English.
That's a weird way to start the class. I don't speak English.
Yeah, but
I will say with that shot that you just showed me though, it kind of like reminds me of like almost like a Halloween like type stalker shot, like that's just kind of like the just because it's following.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, yeah, it's
something about the bars on the side like feel like they're really encroaching. I think there's like vertical lines coming at me.
It's done very low budget esque, and that's why I feel like this shot could be done for a La La Land type movie with like less musical influences, because a lot of that can be interpreted. See, the way I interpret this, I don't see it as a very horror-esque thing. I see it as like
I'm just seeing that shot like independently by itself, though.
Independently by itself.
It's like I'm not seeing the lead up or anything like that. I saw like one establishing shot, and then I just saw a couple there with a fisheye lens creeping up on them kind of quick. But like I also like I watch a lot of fucking horror movies, so there's a good chance I might have seen that shot in a horror movie before, and I'm just like,
it is a good chance. Well, they do use they do like wide lenses like that. They're usually made for like the perspective of something. Mm-hmm. So it's not wrong that you could be thinking that too, because this could also be a person walking by them. You know? Yeah,
I think it would look more romantic just if they didn't have the guardrail there. I know like physically you probably need a guardrail there, but you're not gonna get the city to knock that out. But I mean, like if they were like down there a little bit where those like ledges are, and there's a beautiful view, even like maybe just bringing it up to where the guardrail isn't so high up on them. Because like if you go to like
if the guardrail wasn't so high, I'd be fine with that. But I don't know. I really like the idea of because it reinforces the idea of like in the narrative. Obviously, you haven't seen the film.
Yeah, I'm literally just watching this.
So in the narrative, it's like the structuring of their relationship and how they're both at an impasse in their life.
Oh, okay. So they have storylines.
Yeah,
the bridge
and how they connect. So the bridge definitely acts as its own character in the film. Mm-hmm. But that's enough said about that film.
They'll be on the next podcast, the 421 podcast.
The 421 podcast. All right. Yeah, we're definitely coming
AKA
up
the burnt out
to where we want to end the podcast. But I first want to get a couple of things out there. We are going to be dropping the Mach 48 short film soon.
Yep.
So keep an eye out on that, and this podcast is also probably going to be out before then, or even after that.
Might be. So. Who knows? This all could be old news by then.
Yeah, it could be old news.
If that case, ignore what we just said.
Yeah, and enjoy the film. Watch it, share it with a bunch of other people. Remember our Instagram, the channel's Instagram's Emt.Films, and the Twitter. If you still use Twitter now in this day and age, I don't know. I always thought Twitter was a garbage app.
Me too. I was so blown away that like blew up. Mm-hmm. Because like you didn't have enough room to actually write anything.
And if you wrote something, like no one's gonna ever look at it.
Yeah.
Like there's some people who get traction on Twitter and stuff, but I think that's all. Like,
I think another thing that's tough with Twitter is like unless you, at least from my experience with it, especially granted I was like always trying to be funny. Mm-hmm. I felt like you, especially when it first came out, you had to kind of say like some kind of fucked up joke to get like a retweet or a favorite. You had to be risky to stand out, you know. And who knows? Maybe that helped eventually, like, create this PC culture. Is like so many people were trying to be like risky and raunchy that people were like, I'm kind of sick of hearing all this shit on Twitter.
There had to be a balance for all the edgelords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to follow the EMT.Films Twitter account, it's Emt.Films Pro.
Yeah, and
at Emt.Films.
We'll swiftly apologize for all of our raunchy humor that makes us stand out on Twitter.
Yeah. If that's what it takes to get famous on the internet, then well, I guess we got to do it. I guess we have to later in the future
apologize for it
because I don't know.
It worked for Kevin Hart, so I mean, so what? He didn't get to host the Oscars, but
I mean, that's on him. They came to him. They asked him. He's like, "No, I don't want it."
He had the first #1 box office of the year.
He played it like how you'd play a girl. Like that. He's like, "No, I don't want you, baby." And then when she comes back crying to you, like, "I still don't want you, but I know you really want me."
All right, yeah, that's the way he played it, and he played it well. Played it like a fiddle. Yeah. Like, but Ryan Gosling plays the piano.
Yeah.
La La Land.
La La Land, great film. Great film.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Stars Born?
I have not.
Me neither. I heard that's really good.
I've
already been spoiled the movie, though.
I would really be down to watch it, but not by myself.
Okay.
I would definitely want to watch it in a group.
Okay, so you're trying to ask me out on a date. Is what you're saying. Okay.
No, I know you're taken.
All right.
I know you're taken by your Mexican mistress.
Yeah, this is very true. It's very true. It's been a very good time. Very good time. Paulina, you're on the podcast, just to let you know. You feel free to come in anytime.
Yeah, love to have you on the podcast, talk to you about like your experience.
I would like her to try to direct. I've been talking to her about trying to get her in that director's chair. I think she has like a lot of cool stuff to say, and I would like to try to do like a Spanish language film. I think that would be cool.
I would love to do that. I've worked with a lot of Spanish actors here, especially with that one short film that I did. Depending on who you ask, some of them, a good majority of them aren't as reliable as regular.
Whoa, Alex! Are you saying Spanish people aren't reliable? Is that what you're inferring?
No.
I think you're allowed to say.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that not all of them, because there are definitely great ones. They're definitely the great ones, and you take that from a Spanish person.
Yeah, you're allowed to say it.
They're great, but when they don't want to be, they don't want to be. You know, they don't feel like they owe you that. So, it's perfectly fine. But at the same time, like I'd still be down to make that short film, that Spanish short film.
Yeah,
I get bugged by my dad and my brother and my family. They're like, "Why don't you make a film in Bolivia? Why don't you get some?" Because I have a
Spanish film. That's a goal. Spanish film.
I have a cousin who he's an actor. He's like a legit actor. He doesn't make much over there, obviously. He knows English, a little bit of English, to like sound professional. Like he can make his English accent even though he still has like a Spanish accent.
I say we go for this. I would love to do like an actual like 30-minute Spanish short film.
That'd be
like cool. Like tell a full story. That'd be cool. But
but no, if she wants to direct, I'm gonna say. And
I think we first need to see her.
We
need first see her act.
I need her to first I need to see her act, but I also need her to put something together on her own.
Yeah.
Like how we're doing for Kat.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Because like, as much as I'd love to help her out,
we don't want to do all the work.
I don't want to do all the work. I don't want to. If she has a question. Yeah. Answering a question doesn't cost me anything. Mm-hmm. Neither does it to you.
No. Probably.
It probably benefits you more than anything.
Yeah, I mean, it might. It could. I answer some questions occasionally. I'm an occasional question answerer.
Yeah. So, she definitely has to put it together and like bring it to us. That way we can produce it. We're basically in the producer seat at that point.
Yes. We cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, but we'll cross it when we get to it. First, we have to see how she acts and stuff. How she is as an actress.
Yeah.
Actress. Yeah. So
that's the director's job. The actortress.
The actortress.
Funny. So
but
that's been the Mexican Minute here on Speaking Spanish 420 edition. This is Modelo time. You ever see those Modelo time memes? I love that. It's Modelo time, fool! And then they start going at it. Fucking love that fucking meme. Sorry.
I want to check to see where we are on the runtime. We're still good.
What time is it?
It's
I mean, like, as far as how far are we?
Oh, we're like an
How
hour
long?
and 24 minutes.
The Modelo minute happened at an hour and 24 minutes. We should do this for 4 hours and 20 minutes.
So
If we were actually Blazed, we could do that.
we're close to getting to 30. I'm really proud of that. Like it's really hard to lose yourself in a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty proud that we managed to bring it in. So if you guys are still interested in, and if you're still listening to the 1 hour and 30 minute podcast, the 420 podcast,
The 420 podcast.
Share this podcast out because we really like making the podcast. It's very therapeutic to talk to the microphone and tell the audience what we're thinking. Tell you guys what we're thinking.
Just all of our dirty thoughts.
Yeah, every single thing. You know, I love scat.
Yeah, and I want to cover your dog in tentacles.
I don't actually love cat or scat.
Oh,
Either one.
I plead the fifth.
Just like Robert Mueller.
Dun dun dun.
Oh man, but yeah, if you really like the podcast, share it so that way we can keep making more. We'll still be making more if you don't like it. It's like
fuck it, really.
Fuck you.
We need therapy and it's expensive, but this mic is like $250.
Yeah.
So might as well use it.
This mic's actually $20.
Don't tell them that. Just
lie.
tell them $250. They want to think we're big ballers.
All right. I was lying. The cable is actually $20. The mic is like
Kanye West money.
I can't share that number with you guys.
You actually have to write at least 3 good rap albums before you can even get this mic.
Or make a bunch of
we mugged the guy who did that. His name was Kanye West.
Oh, you can't.
We gave Kanye that acid. That's why he's fucked up now.
You can't mug Kanye.
Somebody said that it was DMT that fucked him up.
I bet it was. I bet anything could probably fuck him up, but it was also probably the family member thing.
Yeah, maybe.
His mom and stuff, but yeah.
I thought you meant the Kardashians.
I don't know about that, man.
Maybe suffocation, man. He's eating so much ass, he's not getting enough air.
I don't really... The Kardashians aren't real people to me.
Yeah.
Just because I don't see them as real people.
Kind of like Ted Cruz.
Sort of.
Just lizard people. Or
Mark Zuckerberg.
Or Alex Jones.
I don't know. Alex Jones seems pretty human to me.
He might be a little too human.
He takes all of those male supplements that he sells. He's got to be.
He's more male supplement than human now. I imagine him taking so many, just he's walking around with a constant boner. And that's why he's so frustrated, because nobody wants to touch him. I'm so mad!
I'm ready to explode. Why won't anybody take me seriously? Because the freaking frogs are gay. Because they're drinking my water.
Yeah. So I only drink muscle milk. I heard that shit's really carcinogenic, muscle milk.
Muscle milk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never like seeing people buy that shit because I'm like, oh, you just basically threw your workout out the window with that shit.
And you're gonna be constipated for a week.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt coming out.
You're gonna walk in looking for gains, walk out with lactose intolerance. It's gonna be an issue.
I can tell you, lactose intolerance is not fun. I'm not lactose intolerant, but I hate it when it bugs my stomach.
I was gonna say, but his dog is. I'm obsessed with your dog today.
What's with you with my dog?
I want to cover your lactose intolerant dog in sushi tentacles.
Oh, yeah.
Tiny ones too.
Oh.
What am I doing with my life?
What are we all doing with our lives?
I don't know.
Question. Remember, guys, this is the 420 podcast. We're going to be getting deep.
Getting deep. So inhale. You got water?